Would we ever advise somebody to settle for narcissistic abuse, to settle for somebody that betrayed and cheated on them, that has wrecked their self-esteem and confidence, that has just basically ruined their life? They're a shell of who they used to be. Would we advise that person to stay in the relationship with the narcissist? Nay, nay, we wouldn't. We'd be the first one telling them, run, you deserve better. Once a cheater, always a cheater, you can't go back to that. That's what we would be saying. What up, warriors? Welcome back to Psychopath Exposure. My name is Kira, and we're going to be talking about narcissists, psychopaths, borderlines, toxic relationships, because that's why you guys showed up, didn't you? So, have you realized that a lot of the times we end up taking back narcissists, cheaters, traitors, infidels, people that have betrayed us? We've put up with their abusive patterns of behavior. We've put up with the narcissistic patterns of behavior that drive us mad, that wreck our psyche, that cause anxiety, panic attack, all sorts of impending doom. You're walking on eggshells around the narcissist. You're walking on eggshells all day. When you get a text notification, when your phone rings, when you check your phone, period, God knows what notification might or might not be there. It really ruins your serenity. These narcissists have a way of ruining your life. And they do so much that nobody signed up for. Nobody signed up for the type of abuse, narcissistic abuse, that these predators inflict on us. Nobody signed up for that. And yet there's a reason why we put up with narcissistic abuse. And yes, this is not to discredit the onslaught that these psychopathic predators and the power that at the time seems they have over us. When you really think deep about this, we give them that power. We give them that power because they're just empty vessels inside, right? But when you really focus on yourself, you start to discover that it was our lack of self-esteem, right? Our lack of self-worth, our weak boundaries, right? Perhaps abandonment issues that we might have had, right? Unresolved trauma that we might have had. And then we link up with these predators when we're vulnerable to the narcissist's attack, when we're vulnerable to the things, the borderline, the BPD tells you, the empty promises, the love bombing that feels so good, all that attention, all that care, all that love, all that intimacy and affection. It's almost too good to be true, right? And your self-esteem is so low and so shot already that when your blood gets pumped full of narcissistic love bombing poison, you get addicted really fast. That's right, we get addicted to the narcissist. But it all comes down to your self-esteem, your lack of boundaries, your self-worth. And yeah, these narcissists are to blame for destroying a lot of our self-esteem, for destroying a lot of our confidence, for destroying a lot of our self-worth because of the patterns of destructive behavior that they have. And the more we love them, the more they abuse us. But oftentimes, people get into these narcissistic entanglements or narcissistic relationships, and they're coming off a past traumatic experience. They're coming off of another toxic relationship that left them broken, damaged, and vulnerable. And they walk right into this new one, this new relationship, unbeknownst that it's a predator that's preying on them, that's grooming them, right? All along. They had no idea. They thought they finally met. They thought, oh, that relationship I was in was so terrible, and now I met the right one. And you didn't realize how damaged you already were. That when the narcissist and their charm, right, caught your attention, you were instantly hooked. It's a shame, but I do want to highlight a comment from someone who I can't even pronounce the name, Kunoa Slayer. I probably screwed it up. Kunoa Slayer, or Kuno Islayar, says, my therapist told me that it works only when we are not confident and have low self-esteem enough to internalize their reality. We only buy it because we loved or respected their opinion of our own. Once I became more secure in my own reality, I stopped self-doubting and held them accountable instead. Naturally, I got devalued and discarded, but I yet remained confident once I fell out of love in 3-year span of repetitive, manipulative patterns, and of course, further education, acceptance, and awareness. We win, and the game changes the day we emotionally detach and observe it objectively as a third person of what it is turning us into. And will we ever advise someone we love to settle and accept this treatment? Nay, nay. We must then follow our own advice to them. Awesome, awesome, awesome comment. That's right. Would we ever advise somebody that we care about, whether it's a friend, whether it's our children, whenever. You saw Ava Max is doing a cover of that Shakira song. Anyway, will we ever advise somebody to settle for narcissistic abuse, to settle for somebody that betrayed and cheated on them, that has wrecked their self-esteem and confidence, that has just basically ruined their life? They're a shell of who they used to be. Would we advise that person to stay in the relationship with the narcissist? Nay, nay. We wouldn't. We'd be the first one telling them, run. You deserve better. Once a cheater, always a cheater. You can't go back to that. That's what we would be saying, especially if you've already, been entangled with a narcissist before, and you've been educating yourself on the disorder and on the aftermath and the trauma and all this stuff. You would definitely not advise these people to settle. So, you got to practice what you preach. You got to practice what you preach, guys. Once you see this shit, once you've lived through this, you will see it, and you'll be able to pick it out even easier. And yes, it will be hard to believe if it's happening to you again. You're like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm dealing with another narcissist. I'm dealing with another traitor. Like, this is happening to me again. Okay, so what? Maybe that's life testing you. Yes, it might be happening to you again, but you got to practice what you preach. You got to put into practice what you've learned here on this channel. You got to put it into practice, and it's like, you got to end that relationship. You caught the narcissist cheating. You got to end it. You're being abused. You're being held hostage at home. Like, no. You got to put an end to that the moment it happens. Because believe me, couples fight, couples argue, they go through ups and downs, but there's a vast difference between dealing with narcissistic abuse and just your typical home life, growing pains and arguments and things like that couples go through, they learn from, they grow, right? They keep it together, makes the relationship stronger. It's totally different when you're dealing with a narcissist or a psychopath or a borderline. Because let me tell you, I was in a relationship with an alcoholic another 10 lifetimes ago. And I thought that was difficult. But you know what? That person genuinely loved me. That person was not psychotic. That person was not doing things to hurt me on purpose. That's the difference. When I encountered a psychopath, I could not believe the darkness I saw in their eyes. I could not believe how they would watch me suffer because I knew she was having an affair. I knew shit was going on. I knew it, not because I was intuitive. It's because it doesn't take a genius to figure it out when all the evidence is being planted and left right in front of you. And yes, I'm partially intuitive and I would feel things, and I regret that I didn't listen to my gut, right? But I was flabbergasted when I discovered how she had no soul. I would look into her eyes and it was scary. Have you ever looked in somebody's eyes? When they got no soul, when you're staring down the eyes of someone that's evil, ooh, it's scary when you look deep into their eyes. And a lot of times they won't look at you. She would avert her eyes all the time. She would not want me looking into her eyes. It was crazy. But I digress. It's unfortunate that, like I was saying at the beginning of this video, when you have low self-esteem and you're not confident in your ways, the narcissist has an easier time gaslighting you. That's how the narcissist gets away with murder. That's how the narcissist can gaslight their way. Affair after affair after affair. This is how the narcissist can live a double life. This is how the narcissist can live a triple life. This is how and why the gaslighting works easier on some people and a little harder on other people. If your self-esteem is shot, if you live for the validation of the narcissist, and they'll gaslight you straight to hell, and you're still waiting for their breadcrumbing validation. You're still waiting for it. And you stop believing in your own reality. You stop trusting yourself. You start second guessing yourself. And that just makes the narcissist even more powerful, doesn't it? Once you start developing that confidence and you start calling them out on their bullshit, it's only a matter of time before they just discard you. The narcissist is not going to stay in a relationship with somebody that they can't control. The minute they start losing control, they either become violent to take that control away from you again and to scare you, or they're going to dip and you will get discarded at the most opportune moment where you're going to be left crushed. They will do it on an anniversary. They will do it on a special trip you have planned. They will do it on Christmas. They will do it on the moment that you're the most vulnerable, when it's really going to hurt and leave you scarred for life. They will dip and they will ghost and they will not take your calls. And you know that they're banging the new supply right now because they're not just gonna do that to stay home and play video games. They're not just gonna do that, right, to stay home and Netflix by themselves. They're at a motel with the new supply. And the poor sucker has no clue what is really going on because they're also being groomed. They're also being told a web of lies because the narcissist lies. They are chronic, pathological liars. You would think it would be easier to just tell the truth and be honest and not have to figure out 10, 20 lies to cover up those lies. Wouldn't life just be easier to just say things as they are and just live peacefully and just deal with the many, many, many other challenges that life throws at you? Wouldn't it be easier to be able to take on those challenges together with your partner instead of having to feel like you're sleeping with the devil every night or sleeping next to the devil? Because a lot of times these narcissists will withhold sex and intimacy, don't they? You know, acceptance and awareness. That's another thing. You gotta accept that this is the reality that you're in. You don't have to like it, but let me tell you, if you don't like it, you can change it. And no, I don't mean you're gonna change it where the narcissist is going to stop being narcissistic and they're going to get better. No. You can change. You. I didn't say you can change them. No. You can change. You can leave. You can end that relationship. You can cut ties with that abuser. You can do it. And it's better if you do it than if they do it. Because if you do it, let me tell you, I did it. And I still had to deal with trauma. And I still had to deal with PTSD. And I still had to deal with rumination. But I did it. Right? And I've been able to keep my head held high. Or even if there's a Hoover, there's no chance in hell. There is just no chance in hell. You know why? Let me tell you why. If you don't like the way you feel, right? If you don't like the way you feel, you have to look around and say, why is it that I feel this way? What is it that's causing this horrible, horrible feeling in my life? Okay, oh yeah, well, I'm dating this person who's a liar and a cheater and an infidel and a manipulator and a gaslighter. Oh, okay. And they're ruining my life. I don't want to feel this way anymore. Then I'm not going to get back with the person that made me feel that way. That should be common sense. I didn't say it was easy. I just said it's common sense. If you don't like the way you feel, you know, the people they get drunk and they're hungover and they're puking all over the place. They're like, oh, I'm never gonna drink again. And then next weekend they're at the bar drinking again or happy hour, and then it happens again, and they're like, oh, why do I learn? Well, when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, you know, when the change. When the I fucked it up already. When the pain of the pain becomes greater than the pain of change, change will occur. So you got to ask yourself, is the pain that you're going through right now at the hands of a lying, cheating, manipulative, narcissist, borderline psychopath? Is the pain they're causing you, how bad is that pain? When you compare it to the pain of having to end that relationship and realizing that you're probably going to have to be alone now. Because let me tell you, when the pain of that abuse is actually greater than the pain of having to make changes in your life, you will make changes in your life. Sound off in the comments below, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kita. This is Psychopath Exposure. Wait! Don't go! Don't go, don't go, don't go. Not yet, not yet. I want you to check out this video. Right here is about why you keep taking back the narcissist. I want you to watch that video and get a grasp at why it is that despite the pain that they cause you, you still take back these bloodsuckers. Check that out right now. Leave me a comment below if you agree or disagree with the comment that Kunoa is Slayer. Actually, leave me a comment below and let me know how close you think I got to pronouncing their name right. Alright? Because I know I screwed it up. Anyway, guys, be good to yourselves. Love you. Stay strong. Keep moving forward. I'll see you in the next video. Have a great, great rest of your day. Peace out.